Okay, we are live. Welcome to the show. I'm just kidding. You win a car. You win a car. That's what I would do if I was Oprah. Okay. So first of all, I just want to, we're charting for anyone that's going to rewatch this. We're just going to go over charts. So I just want to keep this casual though. So I don't want you guys to feel like weird or anything. I'm doing it live. I just wanted to make sure if anyone else wanted to watch it. But so I want you guys to first tell me a little bit about yourself, and then we'll start working on a Ruby chart. Kelsey, do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm Kelsey, and I'm currently at Ruby rank, and I have my Emerald chart filled, but I just don't really understand how to do it and what I'm doing. Johnny's helping me, but just trying to do more.
It's usually better too if you like talk to like a couple different people, because everyone charts differently, which is kind of nice. Right. But for the most part, it's the same. It's just however you want to chart, like however it works best for you. What about you?
So my name's Amanda. I'm a distributor. I've been in for about a little over a month.
Awesome.
So I kind of just want to like learn the basics so I can like teach people as they join. I have so many people that I'm talking to right now. It's crazy. So I want to be able to like help them throughout the whole process. So.
Awesome. Okay, so obviously you're working on Emerald, so for this will apply to you as well because you're going to need 2 rubies to go Emerald. So I guess for something like this, hi Bethany.
Hello.
Okay, so here's the ruby chart. And I guess really what I want to start with is what questions do you have for me? Like, what is confusing you about charting? Kelsey or Amanda, what questions do you have for me, like regarding charting?
For me, it's just like not necessarily filling out the chart, but like when I'm supposed to be placing somebody under somebody else, like building to promote, I guess. Like I just don't know where I'm putting somebody or.
I know what you're saying. Okay. Honestly, if I'm being just 100% honest with you, charting and like it's never. I feel like it's not that you're not understanding it. It's just that it's confusing because you don't know if you're making the right decision. And what stinks about it is that you only get 24 hours to make a placement. Well, you don't know if somebody's a runner within their first 24 hours. Like that's just not possible. But you can do your best to figure that out by giving them simple like steps in the beginning. So I'm really big about when someone signs with me, I want you to have your training academy done that day. Like that is my, and if they don't, not that it's not that I'm not going to take them seriously, but I just, if they're like on it, then they could be a runner, so you have to just kind of have to get little tools from people to see if it works, what works best for you. Like I normally give someone a simple step of, like I just said, sometimes I do 48 hours, which kind of, obviously that doesn't really work. But, okay, so this is what I normally do. So I personally, and like I said, everyone does this differently, so whatever's working for you, keep doing it, but don't switch it just because I do something differently. I personally have always placed to promote. That's what I do. Not everybody does that, so that's your choice. But I placed to promote because I feel like that's the way I got here so quickly, was from placing. But so here's me, and then personally for somebody like, you said that you wanted to know where to place people or where to put somebody. I normally, obviously I do my first line, and then honestly, if you have 3 people on your top line and you don't know where to place them, you need to call, and if you feel like there's one of the 3 people are better than somebody else, not better, sorry, that's not the right word.
I mean,
Just
yeah.
they're working harder or whatever. They're going quicker. I personally, what I do is if I have somebody that I can place, I am going to personally call that person, and I'm going to say, my name is Tiffany. You already know me. But I just signed up a girl, and I think that you will be an incredible leader, and I think you guys would work really well together. So I always start with a compliment, and I say, so my thing is that I want to place somebody under you, but I need from you that you 155% are going to be all in. Are you all in? And obviously most people say yes. So the thing is it's not, I feel like you're not confused about charting. I feel like you just want to make sure you're making the right placements. And like I said, it's never going to be an easy decision. I still struggle with making a placement on my chart, but you know, you just have to go with your gut, and you have to talk to people. And, you know, layered leadership happens when you are contacting somebody personally through phone, not text, and saying, hey, I have a distributor that I want to place under you. Are you going to take the reins? So not only am I going to be their upline, you're going to contact them and let them know that you're going to be their upline as well. And then we're going to work together to help this person get to where they want to be.
Okay.
Are you 100% in? And I'm sure Johnny has told you that, because sometimes it's just you just need to hear from other people that they're doing the same thing that you're doing, and then you're like, okay, I'm doing the right things. But, you know, like I said, there's no easy way to chart. Like I don't think it ever gets easier. And if we had any of the other presidentials or ambassadors, they'd say the same thing. It's hard because you feel like you want to make the right decision, but sometimes you don't. But this is the best part. The cream of the crop rises to the top. So if you place somebody in a lower line and they end up being a runner and there are people above them and they quit, that person gets bumped up, compression, your top line. So that's the best part about it, is if they're working hard, they're going to be moved. They're going to move up far anyway. And then, okay, so if you're just starting out and you're not at Ruby yet, so this is what I recommend, is personally, when I first started, literally, I printed my Ruby chart, and I put names in of people that I wanted. Like, I flat out put names in there. So I had Megan Tansey, Kayla, Taylor, and then one of those three, well, Megan signed up somebody, Courtney, and then we placed somebody, and then she signed another person here. So pick people, and that's what I tell my newbies. I'm like, I don't want you just looking at an empty chart. Put names in there, because if you see that and you know that you're capable of doing that, you're going to go out and get it done. So that's why, you know, we're always so big about saying, you want something, make sure you're claiming it and doing it. It's the same thing with your chart. Make sure you are putting people in your chart and telling your new people, who are 5 people that you know would be incredible at this business. Okay, now let's go from there. And you're going to help them contact those 5 people. And, you know, a really good thing to do when you're charting is, you know, if you can't sit with them, like if they're not local to you, call them and get on a 3-way with the person and say, listen, we want to talk to you about this incredible business. And so that way, if they're not super excited at the beginning, you can be that person that's excited for them, because you know a little bit more information. And even if you don't know that much information, you don't have to know everything. So I really truly believe if you put names in there of people that you want and you call them 3-way, that works. It's helped me a lot recently. Because new people are scared, and like, you know, and for those of you that are new on this call, it's scary when you call somebody for the first time. You're like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what, you know, how to close, you know, seal the deal. And, you know, a lot of people say they're confused with charting, but charting, you know, it's only confusing once you start getting higher and higher. So, you know, keep it simple now. Pick your names, put people in that you want, and I still do that to this day. When I'm working on, you know, I'm working on ambassador right now, so I'm putting names in there that I know that are going to sign because I feel like they're, you know, they're going to be good, so I'm going to contact them. So I want you guys to like ask me more questions. Like if I'm not answering what you guys want from me, please let me know. Does anyone have any questions? Don't be scared to ask.
I do. I have my mom and my husband on my top line.
Okay.
And so I guess for me, it's like, of course, I want to double dip and get the money off of it, by loading up my husband. But at the same time, my mom has had a couple quit and needs to rebuild.
Okay.
So, and I have a potential tomorrow. So, so when he posted this, I was like, gotta ask her.
Okay, so you're saying like you need to rebuild. This is a very good question. I'm happy you asked this. Okay, so you said that your mom, did she had 2 under hers? Was she like ready for executive? Is that what you're saying?
Unfortunately, she was actually almost chartered for Ruby and then had 2 of her 3 quit, and then 1 is, I think, right now not running an auto, but not really doing anything else.
Okay. If she is close to Ruby, like, did these people call and cancel, or did they just turn their auto ship off?
I think right now they just have their auto ships off.
Okay.
But they officially canceled.
Right. Okay, so are there 3 people on her top line for Ruby, or did one of those 3 quit on her top line?
She still has 3 on her top line.
Okay, so of those 3, which one of them are, and be honest, if you feel like none of them are working hard, you can be honest with me, but if you feel like one of those 3 are working hard, who would you place somebody under to replace?
The only one that would be working would be my dad, who's under her, so she's working his and hers.
Okay, so then your best bet right there is to double dip with her, placing somebody under your dad to replace that person. Because now not only is she getting income, but your dad is getting income as well.
Okay.
Yep. That's what I would do.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. What about anybody else have any questions? Anybody? Don't be scared. Now is the time to ask if you're nervous or I'm not answering anything right, or if you need more information. I think what happens is everybody overthinks the chart. So you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to place people. But, like I said, you're looking for people who are runners on your top line. And those people that are working are the ones that you're going to want to place under. So I guess let's do some situations here, because I feel like that's kind of what is happening. You guys are just wanting some answers on things that could happen. So just like she said, okay, so say you have 3 people. All of them are working really hard, but this person doesn't have 2. So two people aren't working, okay? So so let's just say one person quits under this person. Obviously, your best bet is not to keep somebody in your top line, but to help replace that executive. So now you have 2, and that person's executive, you're Ruby. So you're always wanting to make sure that you're replacing, but also be careful, because you want to make sure that if somebody's close to Ruby and somebody just turns their auto ship off, so say everybody on here is almost at 400, or let's say all of these people are at 400, this person isn't. You're going to just want to boost that person up so that you can get Ruby and then replace the next. Does that make sense? Because if you're close to a promotion, do not let go of your promotion, knowing, if you're going to work hard and your team's working hard, you're still going to be working hard the next month, and you can replace the next month.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so right now I am trying to complete my Ruby chart.
Okay.
And I've got all 3 on top have all 400. And then
okay.
I already have 1 with their 1 distributor that we started yesterday with their very first loyal.
Awesome.
But essentially, I'm only 1 distributor away, and then basically getting their 400 volume, which all of my distributors so far, like, I typically get their loyals like in a day, like their very first 2 to kind of get them excited and going,
Right.
But the problem I'm having is that the top 3 people that I have don't really do anything. I mean, there's one that maybe does like postings here and there, but honestly, like I will message them and like I will say, hey, I just got your free product. You can go there and order it. And I know like when I got mine, like I was like so excited. I was crying because I was like, oh my God, Dustin got me my first 2 loyals. That's incredible. Maybe they just don't have the passion that some of us have right at the beginning.
Right.
So we're just like so stoked and we can't wait to use our products. And so I don't really know. Like right now, I'm basically trying just to get promoted to Ruby.
Okay.
So my question is, once I get there, because I'm 100% sure that I'm the one that's going to be doing all the work to get there. But once I get there, let's say that I find 2 other people that are willing to really do the work.
Right.
Can I move people from that chart? Like, how does that work? Or once I do my very first chart, is it set in stone?
You can move people under people. Now, one thing I will tell you guys, if I sign somebody up and they already have people that want to be loyal customers or distributors, I will keep them on my top line.
Okay.
Sometimes that doesn't work out because they're talkers and not doers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem with not placing to promote. You can believe everybody all day long, but
Right.
let me see some action behind it.
Okay.
So
So would you say that I'm doing, I mean, that I'm basically doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Like I'm just trying to get promoted myself, and if that means doing the work, then I'm going to do the work.
Right. I mean, I think personally, if you feel like you're doing all the work, I would just contact people or, you know, especially if somebody's kind of dabbling in and out, say, hey, listen, I know you joined for a reason. What's the dabbling in and out for? Why is your foot one in, one out? What can I help with? What can I help do to get you really fully in with this? Because I know what you have in your hand is incredible, but I don't feel like we're using what we have. You know, just I'm bluntly. I'm just very, you know, blunt with people. I just ask them, what's the deal? What's going on? You know, what can I do to help you? Because sometimes something's holding them back, and whether that could be they haven't tried the products yet, and so they're not, you know, confident enough to talk about them. That could be, you know, pure. They just thought that when they jumped in, they were going to have people jumping up the gun, you know, jumping the gun, but they're not doing anything. You know, some people need, you know, not everybody is going to just jump in and just go running. I mean, let's be honest, 95% won't. So you kind of have to pull them along. Now, I'm not saying sit with the sitters. That's not what I'm saying. Just, you know, walk with your walkers, like they say, run with your runners. So if somebody's walking, maybe just ask them, hey, what's going on? You know, I want to make sure I'm, you know, helping you. Is there anything that I could do better? Or is there a reason why you're not fully 100% in, you know?
Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank
but
you.
You're doing the right things, though. Seriously, you're fine.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Okay, I have another question.
Okay. You're good.
When I guess when I maintained Ruby last month, it was one of my top line distributors underneath her was my executive.
Okay.
So if it stays that way, and I get to the point where I could help one of them, do I help the girl that's originally on my top line, or do I help, because she's trying. I mean, she's out working and busting butt, and she's like nobody's business, but she's just having trouble getting distributors, and her distributor is signing distributors left and right.
Okay, so that's a very good question. I'm happy you asked that. So if you have the chart right here, okay, so what you just said, so you have 3 on your top line, and then one of these 2 are rocking it. This is where it does get difficult, and I'm happy you asked this question because this is something I feel like this is kind of where it gets hard. If one of these 2 people are literally killing it, so say this person is going Ruby.
Oh, she's almost charted in her first 20 days.
For Ruby?
Yeah, she signed 4 distributors in 20 days.
Wow. Okay. So somebody like that, you're literally going to pull up to your top line and you're going to work with them. I know you work with the people who are working.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's up to you. Like I said, everybody does this differently. But personally, if I have somebody who's running down here, I'm pulling them up here and I'm working under them.
Right. I mean, gotta look out for number 1, I guess. I know it sounds
No,
bad.
it's not look out for number one. It's just people who are. I mean, that's just how this goes. It's if somebody's running on your chart, that's the person you work with, because that means they're working really, really hard, and they'll probably end up being the lifer because they're going to see the income coming in so quickly. They're not going to give up.
Okay.
But that, like I said, that is your choice. So this is up to you. I'm just telling you what I personally would do in that situation, because that's happened a lot on my chart. So, I've pulled people from level 3 up to my top line and worked under them, even though I have people that are down in my 7th, 8th, 9th line that I'm not even getting paid off of, but I don't care, because like I said, they will rise to the top in the end of all of this. I'll be here forever. So I'm fine with waiting for those bigger people to come up all the way to the top.
Okay.
Anybody else? Well, everybody smile really quick. I'm going to get a picture of you guys.
Oh my God, I look terrible.
Nobody can see you. Stop. Okay, got you. I love you guys.
Thanks,
I'm always
girl.
that awkward person that does that. I'm like, hey, let's get a picture. Everyone's like, what?
We just woke up.
Anybody else have any questions?
When you're charting, do you normally use the chart that's on eSuite, or do you always just print it out?
Personally, I like to print it out. I'm just one of those people, I want to see it. I can't do the beta charting. That is hard for me. I cannot do that. It's too confusing.
Okay.
I told you I can barely copy and paste on this iMac, so there's no way I'm doing beta charting on there.
That's true.
So this is my go-to, the old school. So when you start getting up there, you just print your charts out, and you have like 50 boxes, and you're like, what? But it works, so whatever.
Yeah, Johnny told me to start filling out my diamond chart and do that, so I need to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited for everybody. Yay! Well, I hope this helped you guys a little bit. Does anyone have any more questions? If not, I'm gonna head off of here. I have a girl on our team that needs some help.
Thank you, Tiff.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.